10 to 4 and the lighting has completely changed. I was really nervous initially when I did the introduction before I actually did the video, but now I finished the video and I'm going back to the introduction because my nerves have calmed down. But now we have been let down by the light. So apologies for the shift and for the change, but I thought I'd just actually introduce this video. So my name is Rebecca. This is my first ever YouTube video. Scared, nervous. Well, I was very nervous, very nervous, but I've done it now and I'm pretty proud of myself. So hopefully you enjoy the video. Ultimately, I am discussing 6 products from the Fenty collection that I have. The collection is very large. I don't actually know how many products are in the collection, but it has grown significantly since it launched. The Pro Filt'r Hydrating Primer. It is £24. It retails for in Boots and Harvey Nichols. I think those are the only places you can buy them from in the UK. So the pros, it's hydrating, very moisturizing, but not to the point where you feel greasy. It's long lasting. I've used it for hours on end. I've worn this foundation and this primer for how long have I worn it for? Guessing from the top of my head, I've worn it for 14 hours. I mean, I've currently have it on for about 4, but day to day, it's on for quite a long time. So yeah, it's quite a good foundation and a primer, so they work hand in hand. It's very comfortable. So I have tried primers in the past that when you put them on, they feel really just heavy and cakey, and you're just like, this is just not what I want. But with this primer, I can make my face I tend to do this quite often. I just go, because yeah, it just feels like there's nothing on your skin. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I really like that about the primer. It's very comfortable. So when you put it on, I tend to put 2 to 3 small pumps, and as soon as you massage it in, it just melts into your skin in a good way. Because yeah, nobody has time for a primer that's just sitting there for ages trying to wait for that before you put on your foundation. No, not with this one. And I also quite like the smell. I mean, I usually try to not go for products on my face which have a scent, but with this one, I mean, so far so good, touch wood. I can't describe it. It just smells fresh, no, I actually really like the smell. In terms of the cons, to be honest, there aren't really many to this one. I think one of the main potential risks is putting too much. So sometimes when I'm in a rush, just go pam, pam, pam. You get it. I just pump it. And if you put too much, it's just a bit uncomfortable. Not too much that it's gotta wash this off, but it's just a bit uncomfortable. I mean, it doesn't really look bad. It just feels uncomfortable if you put too much. So that's just a note to that one. Next product we have is I have to keep looking at the back to remind myself of the names. Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. So I use the shade 385 and I'm currently on my second bottle of each. I mean, I don't know if that indicates that I use too much or that I just use it a lot, but I'll go with that I use it a lot because I do. Oh. So in terms of what it states on the website about the product, it's matte. It is matte, but it isn't matte to the point where you can't zhuzh it up and make it look like you have life to your face, because even though some of us do like a matte finish here and there, at the same time, you don't want to just look I can't describe it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. When sometimes it's just matte. There's nothing, there's no highlight, there's no contour, there's no blush. It's just So even though this is matte, you can definitely bring it to life. It also says that it's long lasting, which as I said earlier, it is, because I've used it for up to 14 hours without any touch-ups. It's oil free, so for people like me that try to steer away from oil products on my face in particular, yeah, it hits the nail on the head. It's medium to full coverage, so I mean, I tend to like a full coverage, but occasionally if I just want like a medium coverage, I might just put like 2 pumps, which for some people might be a lot, but for me it's not really. And then sheer it out with my buffing brush, go in with the concealer, and the concealer adds a bit more coverage. But we will get to the concealer. On the website, it also says that it's sweat proof. There has been times where it's been hot, I've been nervous, yeah, and I can feel myself like sweating, and then I get a bit paranoid, like, uh-oh, can this person see that I'm hot and I'm sweating? And when I check in the mirror, it's good. Like, no evidence that I've been hot and nervous. So I can say it's true. It is sweat proof from that instance. From a hard workout in the gym, I cannot confirm. So if you have tried it, tell me below. And another benefit of this foundation, as it says on the website, is that it's lightweight. And again, it is just that. I've tried foundations in the past and it just feels really heavy, like you just can't wait to wash it off. But with this foundation, I'm in no rush. I'm really in no rush to wash it off because it just feels like skin. So we have covered our 2 products. Oh, and if I forgot to say, this one retails for £27. I think for the quality of what it is, the products, the packaging, I think it is worth it from that perspective. So moving on to the next product, we have the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Concealer. This concealer, I didn't think it was possible for me to love another concealer as much as my NARS Creamy Matte. Is it Creamy Matte? Soft Matte. Creamy Matte or Soft Matte? It's not the one in the tub, it's the one in the tube like this. Soft Matte, Creamy Matte. Soft, I think it's Soft Matte. The Soft Matte NARS. What? I've been using that concealer for about 3 years non-stop. So I was like, I'm good. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it wasn't broke, I didn't need to fix it. However, I was feeling spendy this day when I bought all these products. And I thought, if I'm gonna invest, let me try it out fully. So I decided to get this as well. There was also an offer in Boots with your loyalty card, so it worked. And so the color I have is 350. I use it as a highlighting concealer. It's very brightening. This shade in particular has quite a yellow undertone, which works well for me. So if you are a similar skin tone, I would recommend. In terms of the creasing, I mean, it's not really going to crease because I set my concealer every time without fail. But there are some days where it does crease, but it won't crease instantly. It will be after like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours, which at that point of the day, I'm not too mad because it is inevitable that it probably will crease at some point in the day. But in comparison to some of the drugstore concealers I've used, it definitely doesn't sit within that category. Very comparable to the NARS Creamy Matte, soft creamy. You guys know what I'm talking about. They both have their pros and cons, and this one is amazing. You don't need a lot of it under your eyes, so I just tend to put it under my eyes, my beauty blender to, you know, blend it out, and then go in with my powder. I have the powder here to talk about as well, but the powder I tend to gravitate towards most days is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, just because it stays. You got that on, it's not going nowhere. So in terms of how much this one is, £19, and it also comes in 50 shades, which I think is crazy. That's crazy, in a good way. So if you're looking for a new concealer, you just want to try it, I recommend it. Do that. Okay, so going in the order of face and base, next we have the Instant Retouch Setting Powder. So I have this in the shade Banana, or as Americans say, banana. I love American accents so much. Like, I love them so much. One thing I have to say about the packaging though for the Fenty collection, it's flawless. In terms of this powder, despite it being good, I feel it doesn't last as long as the Laura Mercier. This one is a bit more brightening because of the color. I really don't want to get this everywhere. Oh, I mean, okay, I'll show you the lid so you can get like an indication. Again, The scent of this one is very strong, very sweet. And as I said, for someone that doesn't like products with a scent, I do actually quite like the scent of this. And thankfully, touch wood, it hasn't broken me out thus far. I wouldn't say to use this as a full day, like, no. It might work better if you set it throughout the day. So if you're the kind of person that carries a powder and a brush and you like to touch up your makeup, it might work better. And if you have done that and it has worked for you, tell me below. But from my experience as someone that doesn't tend to touch up throughout the day, I don't know, it doesn't stay and keep me as matte as I would like. And I have also found that under my eyes, it tends to oxidize. So it doesn't maintain that brightening element, which I had at the start of the day. I hope that makes sense. In terms of the price for this one, in the 20 something category, I'm going to have to check and I'll write that somewhere on the screen for you guys. Next product. So this is the Stalk'r Instant Warmth Bronzer. So Caramel Cutie is the shade that I have. One thing I do find quite hard with this one is to open it, mainly because of my nails. So I don't know, if you don't have nails, it may not be as hard, but I don't really like to go in from the tip because I don't want my nails to chip. So that's just my OCD. Okay, bear with me. Okay, whew, there we go. I never noticed that the mirror is also very good. I've never actually used the mirror. Good if you're the touch-up kind of gal or guy, I recommend. In terms of the shade, this is the shade, this is what it looks like. So for me, I didn't want it to be too warm because I use it more of like a contour than a bronzer. So the color works for me. I do have it on today and I tend to wear it when I just want that a bit more of a oomph. It retails for £25. I really like it. I think it adds to the collection well. I like the packaging. I recommend. It's a good one. It is a good one. Okay, final product I have is I'm sure you guys have heard about these, very popular. It's called the Gloss Bomb. The famous Gloss Bomb. So this is in the color Fussy, which I like. I haven't currently got it on because I think the weather has made my lips really, really, really dry. So I've just been using loads of Vaseline. But usually I would use this one either on top of like a nude lipstick by MAC or just on its own. Both work well. I really like it. It retails for £17. So it's very glossy. It lasts a long time. It doesn't get those weird, like, I don't know, like with some makeup products, when you wear it and then you go about your business and look in the mirror, you have like this weird white residue. I don't know where it stems from, but thankfully that doesn't happen with this. It does have some flecks of shimmer in it, but nothing too extreme. I really like it, so I recommend this. That draws my Fenty review to a close. There are some things in the collection that I would like to use, so once I get them, try them out, I can always come back to do an update. I think I saw recently there's a, what do you call it? Makeup spray, setting spray, which looks quite cool. I quite like the packaging. It's quite similar to this one, but it was like a purple color, so I really do want to try that. I also want to try there's one hydrating foundation, which again is quite controversial since I have oily-ish skin. But I don't know, I just feel like with Fenty, I just want to try it all because sometimes you're blown away. I hope you've enjoyed my video and I hope to see you here again. Tell me below which products you've tried out, which products you love the most, products you maybe recommend for me to try. Tell me what you'd like to see next, if it's another makeup review, if there's a particular brand you'd like me to talk about. So tell me what you think about the video, tell me what you think about the products, and if you recommend anything to me to try next. So hopefully you enjoy and speak to you soon. Bye. Opening. Oh my gosh, of course when I'm on pressure, like to open it, it's not gonna open.